Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, good.
Nice
good.
studio, bro.
Oh, thank
Really,
you.
like,
Thank you.
What is that, man?
That's a genuine replica of a Fender Strat. It's a rare thing. It's only 10 are made in the world, I'm told. I'm proud to have that exact replica of a Fender Strat.
Amazing, man. You know, this whole room is like a museum, man. Amazing.
Yes, I get that. People call it a studio, people call it a museum, but yeah, everyone gets thrilled when they come here. This is a collection of my life, my history, the things I have been passionate since childhood till now. So everything is here. I got interested in reading, so all the books are here. I never threw any book out. I've been collecting these books since 1981. Some of them are signed by Clapton, Joe Satriani, Marty Friedman. Thankfully, my dad and my sister were big fans of music. There was music always around the house. Although we didn't have electricity where I was born, but we had a gramophone, a battery-operated gramophone with a turntable. There was great music playing during at that time. Elvis, Cliff Richard and the Shadows, and a lot of beautiful music. Music has been my biggest treasure. I was always passionate about it. I always dreamed about it. I was surrounded by great music. Most of the great friends that I have met in my life, I met them because they found out that I play guitar. So it was wonderful. People and other things have faded away from my life, but the music has remained right there like a beacon of hope for me. And that's amazing.
How many Fenders do you have?
10 and counting. People call me a collector. Some of them call me a madman. Some of them call me just an idiot who collects guitars. All are favorite, but the most is that one over there.
Okay.
That was made for me. I went to the Fender factory and got it made for me. All my favorite guitar players, they played a Fender Strat. All of them. And especially Hank Marvin. His was the first Strat that came to England, I am told, and he is playing a Fender Strat. And even my other favorite guitar players were playing a Fender Strat. This is my happy place. You know, I love to come here and just be here. Be in awe of all the great music that has been created with these legends behind. It triggers emotions. It's like, what would I do, or what would the world do if they were not there with all that music? I believe music can heal the world, can bring world peace also. So what it would be without them. So I just reflect on those things, and I just lie on the floor sometimes here and think about that. And it takes me to a wonderful place. I love to ride a motorcycle. It's my second passion because I just love to ride into the emptiness. It's freedom. That's my own sense of freedom, which inspires me to make music. And everyone needs freedom. I think that's the greatest thing in the world is freedom. I just go, the destination is not important, just the ride. Has to be Hank Marvin because of grace, passion and musicality. He kind of had this wonderful tone. So it was the purest Strat sound anyone could ever hear. The Shadows inspired a whole generation of great guitar players from the 60s and 70s. Mark Knopfler, Jeff Beck, Tony Iommi, David Gilmour, all the great players. The Beatles inspired the world, but the Beatles got inspired by Hank Marvin and the Shadows. Why not a tribute to Shadows? If you ask any legend, guitar playing legend, ask them who was the person who inspired them to take up a guitar, they'll all say Hank Marvin. All the great British guitarists from the 60s and the 70s point out to Hank Marvin. John Lennon famously says, Before Hank Marvin and the Shadows, British radio was boring. They were the first British rock and roll band. Hank Marvin and the Shadows have been the soundtrack to my life. I wouldn't know what my life would be without them. So as my tribute to Hank Marvin and the Shadows, I want to introduce the music of the Shadows to a new generation which is coming up. They need to know why we have some incredible music today, and Hank Marvin and the Shadows have been part of that. So they need to know. I would be nervous, of course, but I would probably say, Mr. Marvin, I'm so fortunate to have you in my life because you have inspired me. I wouldn't know how my life would have panned out if you are not there. So I hope there will be someone like you in someone else's life to help them along the way. Thank you for everything. Music is powerful. Do not underestimate it. It can change you, fulfill you, change your attitude, and heal you on the long run. If you allow it, music can bring world peace. Do not underestimate music. It is the greatest thing that we have, and it will take us much further. Hi, my name is Antonio Mafaldino. I'll really appreciate if you give some of your time to watch my tribute to the Shadows, which I've done wholeheartedly. Thank you very much.